It was Thanksgiving evening, late, close to 7. We'd been at my mother-in-law Linda's apartment since 3. 4 hours of relatives, meals, and that type of stress that hides beneath nice talk. My girl Emma was 11, mature enough to see when she wasn't liked, but young enough to still pray she was mistaken. She'd spent most of the daylight trying to assist in the kitchen, giving to move plates, asking if anyone needed anything, being that kind of helpful kid who wants to fit in. Linda had dismissed her every time, not harshly, just casually. "We've got it, Emma. Go relax." There was nowhere to relax. Emma's girl cousins were older teens. They were upstairs on their devices. Emma was caught in that middle stage, not a small child, not yet a grown teen, just uncomfortably being. I was in the living space with my spouse, David, and his sibling, half paying attention to sports, half watching Emma move from room to room, seeking to find a spot to belong. Around 6:30, I noticed I hadn't seen her for some time. "David, where's Emma?" "I'm not sure," he replied without turning from the game. "She was just nearby." I stood, inspected the kitchen. Linda and David's sibling were washing up. "Have you spotted Emma?" "No," Linda said, didn't even glance at me, just continued cleaning a pot. I checked the washroom, empty. Checked the upstairs bedrooms. Emma's girl cousins were there, but Emma wasn't. I returned downstairs. Something felt off. I moved through the home again, saw the rear door. It had glass. Through it, I could observe the terrace. And resting on the cement steps, knees pulled to her body, was Emma. I opened the entry. Cold wind touched me instantly. It was 40 degrees. Emma was wearing the outfit we'd chosen for supper. Light fabric, long arms but not warm, no coat. She was trembling. "Emma." She glanced up, her face was red. From chill or tears? I wasn't sure. Perhaps both. "Hey, Mom. Dear, why are you out here?" She lifted her shoulders, looked down. "Grandma mentioned the elders needed room, that I should go outdoors for a while." My chest got heavy. "How long have you been out here?" "I'm not sure, a while." I stepped out, lifted her up. She was frozen. Her arms were like ice. "Come in," Grandma stated. "I don't care what Grandma stated," I cut in. "You're frozen." I guided her in. Linda was in the kitchen entrance, watching. "She needed to understand to give elders room," Linda said. "Like it was fair. Like making an 11-year-old go outside in 40-degree conditions was a normal lesson." "She was outside for more than 30 minutes, I stated. "In the chill, without a wrap." "She's okay," Linda said. "Look at her. She's not hurt." "That's your measure?" I asked. "As long as she's not hurt, it's acceptable?" "Don't be excessive," Linda said. "It's not that cold." And she needed to know that occasionally adults require to talk without children hanging around. "She's 11, I stated, not 5. She wasn't hanging around. She was aiming to assist. "She was obstructing," Linda said. "So you sent her outdoors," I said. "As discipline, as a lesson," Linda fixed. "There's a distinction." "There's not," I stated. I faced David. He was standing in the living area entrance now. "We're departing." "It's Thanksgiving," David said. "Supper's finished. We're departing." "Mom didn't mean anything by it," David said. "Yes, she did," I stated. "She sent Emma outside in the cold," I stated. "She was bothered. That's exactly what she meant." Linda crossed her arms. "You're exaggerating." "No," I stated. "I'm responding properly." "Come on, Emma." Emma grabbed her jacket from the storage. We walked out. David followed, entered the vehicle. The trip home was quiet. Emma rested in the back area. David looked out the glass. When we got home, I guided Emma inside. She went directly to her space. I heard the door shut, heard the lock turn. I stood in the corridor for a moment, then I went downstairs. David was in the living area. "You humiliated me. Your mother sent our girl outside in the cold," I said, "and you're concerned about being humiliated?" "She said it was just for a few minutes," David said. "It was more than 30 minutes, I said, "and even if it was 5 minutes, it's still not okay." "She's aiming to instruct limits," David said. "That's not instructing limits," I said. "That's meanness." David looked at me. "You're making this a bigger matter than it is." "Am I?" I asked. "Because Emma was shivering, and your mother called it a lesson." David didn't answer. I went upstairs, tapped on Emma's door. "It's me, dear." The lock turned. The door opened. Emma was in her sleepwear now, eyes red. "I'm sorry I created issues," she said. "You didn't create anything," I said. "What Grandma did wasn't okay." "I was probably obstructing," Emma said. "You weren't," I said. "And even if you were, that's not how adults handle things. You don't send a child outside in the cold." Emma nodded, but I could see she didn't trust me. She'd accepted it already, thought she'd performed something wrong. "Get some rest," I said. "We'll discuss more tomorrow." She nodded. I left her door open, went back downstairs. The next morning, I performed something I should have done long back. I changed the locks. Linda had a key to our house. She'd had one since we moved in 5 years back. She used it to visit unexpected, to enter herself when we weren't home, to rearrange things she thought weren't placed correctly. Not anymore. I called a locksmith, had them come that afternoon. New locks, new keys. I created 3 copies, one for me, one for David, one for the extra key box that only we knew the code to. Then I called Emma's school, asked to speak to the front desk person. "I need to update our emergency contact list," I said. "I'm deleting my mother-in-law, Linda Smith, from the approved pickup list." "Is everything okay?" the lady asked. "Everything's okay," I said. "I just need her deleted." "I'll update it now," she said. Then I called Linda. She answered on the second ring. "I was just going to contact you," she said. "To apologize, I trust?" "No," Linda said. "To tell you how inappropriate your behavior was last evening, departing like that, causing a scene." "I didn't cause a scene," I said. "You sent my daughter outside in 40-degree weather." "For a few minutes," Linda said, "so she'd learn." "I don't care what she was supposed to learn," I interrupted. "It's not occurring again." "What does that mean?" Linda asked. "It means things are shifting," I said. "No more visiting unexpected, no more entering yourself, no more picking Emma up from school, no more unsupervised time with her." "You can't do that," Linda said. "I can," I said, "and I am." "David will never agree to this," Linda said. "Then David and I will have a problem," I said. "But my priority is Emma, not your feelings." Linda's voice turned cold. "You're going to regret this." "Maybe," I said, "but at least my daughter won't be trembling on a terrace because her grandma couldn't be bothered to treat her with basic decency." I ended the call. 20 minutes later, Linda was at the door. Tried her key, it didn't work, banged hard. I opened it but stood in the doorway, didn't invite her in. "Why doesn't my key work?" she demanded. "I changed the locks," I said. "Why?" "Because I don't want you coming and going as you please." "This is my son's house," Linda said. "This is our house," I said, "and you don't get a key." Linda's face turned red. "Where's Emma? I want to talk to her." "She's at school," I said. "I'll pick her up then," Linda said. "No, you won't," I said. "I had you deleted from the pickup list." Linda's mouth opened, closed. "You can't keep me from my granddaughter." "I'm not keeping you from her," I said. "I'm creating limits. If you want to see Emma, you call ahead, you schedule it, you respect our rules." "David will fix this," Linda said. "Maybe," I said, "but until then, these are the conditions." I shut the door, locked it. Linda stood there for another minute, then left. When David got home that evening, his phone was already ringing. "Linda." He answered, listened, his face tightened. "You changed the locks," he said. "Yes," I said. "And deleted her from school?" "Yes." "Without discussing with me?" he asked. "Would you have agreed?" I asked. He paused. "Probably not. That's why I said, David, your mother sent our girl outside in 40-degree weather. She didn't apologize. She called me excessive. She showed up today demanding access to our house like nothing occurred." "She's upset," David said. "I don't care," I said. "I care about Emma, who spent 30 minutes outside in the cold because your mother couldn't stand having her around." David sat down, put his head in his hands. This is going to cause a lot of problems. It already caused problems, I said, when your mother chose meanness over kindness. I'm just protecting our daughter from more of it. She's going to make this a nightmare, David said. Then she'll make it a nightmare, but Emma won't be trembling on a terrace anymore. Linda called every day for 2 weeks. David talked to her sometimes. I didn't. She sent texts, long paragraphs about relatives, about forgiveness, about overreactions. I didn't reply. 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, Linda showed up with David's father. They wanted to talk. I let them in, but didn't sit down. We think you owe Linda an apology, David's father said. For what? I asked. For exaggerating, he said. For cutting her off. I didn't cut her off, I said.
I set limits by changing the locks, Linda said, by deleting me from school. Yes, I said, because you crossed a line. I made one error, Linda said. You sent an 11-year-old outside in the cold. I said, that's not an error. That's a selection. She needed to understand. Linda said, understand what? I asked. That adults don't want her around? That love is conditional? That her grandma values control over kindness? Linda's eyes filled with tears. I was aiming to teach her decency. You can't teach decency through shame, I said. David spoke up. Maybe we can all just move past this. No, I said, not until your mother understands what she did wrong, really understands, not just says the words. Linda looked at David. Are you going to let her talk to me like this? David looked at me, then at his mother. I think she has a point, Mom. Emma was outside in the cold for more than 30 minutes. That's not okay. Linda's face fell. You're taking her side. I'm taking Emma's side, David said. Linda and David's father left. Didn't say farewell, just walked out. It's been 8 months. Linda sees Emma twice a month, supervised visits at our house or in public areas. She doesn't have a key. She doesn't pick Emma up from school. She calls before visits. She follows the rules, mostly. When she doesn't, I remind her. She backs off. Emma is doing better, more confident. She doesn't flinch when Linda visits, doesn't make herself small. She knows I'll guard her, even from relatives. Last week, Emma asked about Thanksgiving. Are we going to Grandma's this year? Do you want to? I asked. She thought about it. Maybe, but can we depart if I get uncomfortable? Absolutely, I said. Anytime you want. Okay, she said. Then maybe we can attempt. That's improvement. Slow, cautious, but real. So tell me, did I perform the correct action or did I go too far? Let me know in the responses. And if you liked this tale, subscribe to Echoing Her Stories for more. I'll see you in the next.